Building tips? Like building tips for me? Or you want me to give you building tips? Because if you want to give building tips for me, absolutely. I'd love some input. Give building tips? Oh my gosh. I have never been asked to give building tips before. Okay, well, one thing. So it all kind of depends on the style that you like. One tip that I would have, especially in creative mode, is lay out exactly the kind of blocks that you want to use. Create kind of a block palette before you start to kind of give you a little bit of a plan for where you want to go with it. Most of the time I try building something good and it turns out as a cube. Here, we'll deviate from what we're doing a little bit here because I think this is good for everybody to know. Let me grab some basic stuff. So let's go with like oak wood. Let's go with oak wood, oak planks, maybe some cobblestone, and I don't know. And then oak stairs. So let's think back to back whenever we first started playing Minecraft. How did you make a house? So you figured out how to make planks, right? And you just made like a box, basically. It might not have even been this big. So this is usually how we start out, right? And then we're just like, oh crap, like we got to put a roof on it, right? And you say, oh, well, I know what houses look like. They're a square and a triangle. That's how it works, because house. Easy. Okay, so we have a house, right? Actually, wait, no, not yet. Not yet. We need a door, and we're just using oak for our purposes here because sometimes that's all you have. So this is what we do, right? We have, boom, house. Awesome. However, you're looking at your house, and you might think, this is kind of flat, so what do we do? For one thing, you add a little bit of texture to it. And by texture, I mean like you want layers to your build. You don't want this entire front to just be flat. So what do we do? So one thing a lot of people will do is they'll add beams. They'll take just regular logs or maybe like stripped logs or something, and they'll add beams. And that, even doing that can be a huge improvement. We're going to have to do this. And then you actually extend your roof out to the beams. I always embed the beams into the walls like a villager house. Yeah, so this is actually a really good tip. This already looks better. In fact, not only have these go down to here, but actually extend it out. Like we are adding a lot more layers to this. And we're going to do even one more thing, and I'll be showing you that in a second. One more thing is you can use a slab. If you have like an odd number here with just like a middle thing, put this up here. Easy. Boom. Okay. So whenever it comes to roofs, here's one more thing you can do. This thing, this was one of those things where I can't even believe I never thought of it, and then I saw it in like a video or something, and I was just like, oh my god, why have I never even thought of that? So you want to go to your roof like this. You want to take the same stairs that you use to make your roof, and you want to do one of these. Boom, 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 boom. And doesn't that look so much better? And then you can even extend this out a little bit more. So this roof is getting kind of big for what we're doing, which is fine. It's not a huge deal. But this is going to be a very basic house even by the end of it. Okay, here's one more thing. Here's another quick, this is like a super quick tip. Rather than having put the door in to add depth, that's actually exactly what I was about to do. Boom. Even that small thing adds a tiny bit more depth. So that's one thing. Definitely, we don't have to have this door right in the center. We can put the door here. And then let's put some windows in. Let's do like what basic windows usually end up being. So we'll do that. You know, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But panes are going to look better because it adds a little bit more texture, a little bit more depth, right? But here's where it gets even better. Let me introduce you to more stairs. Have you noticed that stairs have been the one thing that is just like absolutely killing the game here? Stairs can be used for so many things. Oh, this too. Boom. That's the other thing, is like having like a base of like cobblestone or something. It's a nice early block that can spruce things up a little bit. I mean, this is still a really basic house, but it's better than what we had to start, you know? We've evolved this house a little bit. Trapdoors. Once again, let's just go with oak trapdoors. I've seen people use oak trapdoors as window shutters before. I think that looks kind of nice. It might look a little bit better if the house is a little bit bigger. Making like a path up to your house. Mix it up a little bit. That's one thing that I've learned. So I really like symmetry. I love symmetry in my builds, but whenever it comes to like making paths and stuff like that, like this can look really cool for sure. And hell, maybe this is what you want, you know? Like a nice path leading up to your house. You know, just doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. But what might look better is if instead of doing that, you do, here, let's just start with like regular stone. Something really cool to do is to kind of texture your paths. So maybe like add in something here, a little bit here, you know, make it kind of like textured like that. Make it so that it's not all one block. Maybe add in a few other blocks here and there. I really like starting with the lesser detailed blocks and then adding in the more detailed blocks. So the least detailed block is going to be just the regular stone. And then I added in some bricks. Maybe we can add in some andesite or something. That might look kind of cool. That's honestly, I think this is probably a good place to stop with that. But you kind of get it. You kind of get it. There's a bunch of different things that you can do to add texture, you know? To add texture to your builds, add texture to your paths, add texture to the front of your house. But yeah, I mean, that's just a start, you know? Take that, use those tips and go with it. Just run with it.